So please generate bodhicitta and for the benefit of all sentient beings who are receiving the practice of part of the Sojong practice and Sojong practice. Do you see the text? Okay, good. So I will be basically going through the liturgy. It's like all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas residing in the 10 directions. Please grant me your attention. Just as the Tathangatas, Arhats, and perfectly pure and accomplished Buddhas, like the heavenly steed and the great elephant did what had to be done, caused it to be done, put down the burden, etc. So, so here, why my computer is like sound like air conditioning. So here says, just as the Tathagatas are and perfectly pure and accomplished Buddhas, like heavenly steel. And so the English translation actually Tathangatas, Thegsum Shepa in Tibetan means as it how the Buddhas perfected. And so what does that mean? That means the Buddhas, they already went to the liberation that they will never come back. Which means that when we meditate, we temporarily feel calm, but then due to the habitual patterns, our emotions arise again. But Buddhas, the Tathagata, the meaning of Tathagata, means that they are already past beyond that. They will never return physically or mentally into samsara. And the next is Dachamba. Dachamba in Tibetan, conquer, Bhagavati in Sanskrit. And what does Dachamba conquer the enemies, the enemy of two obscurations, obscuration of wisdom and obscuration of kleshas. So they are already conquered. And then Yon Pabra means excellently, Zopa means completed or perfected. So they completed the two accumulations, accumulation of merit and the accumulation of wisdom. And then, like says, that of heavenly steed, or literally like horse. And because the horse, the particular precious horse, could carry you and escape from the island of Rakshas or demons of the samsara. A particular horse considered, miracle horse. Sometimes say they can historically talk about some of the individual danger, and they were able to ride this precious horse and take away from the danger or run away from the danger. So like that. And then also, when Rinpoche mentioned about this horse thing, sometimes it referring to, he said, like in this vow, in this particular vow we take is not to have untiming food, which means like horse doesn't take any food early in the morning until that, early in the morning, horses, they kind of stand there and doesn't take any food. So until dawn, we don't take any food or don't take any drink. And then next says, and the great elephant. So great elephant has the power to carry a lot of loads and elephant able to conquer enemies. Likewise, Buddha able to carry the burden of activity for the benefit of all sentient beings and conquer all the maras. The maras, talk about maras of physical body, emotion, desire, and kleshas. So that's why we call it like that of elephant. And then next, did what had to be done. Tawa session means that Buddhas and Arhats, they already done the activity of training in three trainings: the training of samadhi, training of wisdom, and training of moral discipline. They already completed for the benefit of all sentient beings. The next, caused it to be done. Jipa chepa. And so Buddhas and Arhats, they already done all the activities without any spontaneous, without any effort. That's it. And then next it says, put down the burden, kurpova. And Buddhas, Arhats, and Bodhisattvas already overcame the burden of commitment, burden of kleshas, burden of this physical body. And the next realized in their uh, turn all their aspirations and completely relinquish all the bonds of the possibilities of becoming. Realized in their turn all their aspirations. But in Tibetan, it's wrong with that. Jistapa means they already done their own benefits for themselves. And because they practiced on the path of the training and went through all the hardship, difficulties, and they already realized the Dhammakaya, which is the benefit for oneself. And completely relinquished all the bonds to the possibilities of becoming, or becoming sometimes means, becoming in samsara, born in samsara. So Buddhas and Arhats, they already conquered the 9 different afflictive emotions that can bond or tie into samsara. Those are like attachment, anger, pride, ignorance, debts, wrong view, wrong clinging to thinking that my view is perfect, clinging to view, jealous, and greedy. So they are already exhausted on all of the 9 negative thoughts that can cause to be in samsara. Their speech is completely pure. Their speech is completely pure. Because Buddhas and Arhats and Bodhisattvas, they show or the perfect path. That's why the speech, whatever they teach, is the pure. Their mind is perfectly liberated because they are already liberated from the chain of 2 obscurations, and their minds totally liberated. That's why the mind is perfectly pure, liberated. They excellently possess the transcendental knowledge which completely liberates. Because they realize the selflessness of primordial wisdom, they already possess or realize it, which is beyond the 2 obscurations. That's why they have a excellent possess the transcendental knowledge, which is completely liberated. And the next, just as they took the Sojong vow for the sake of all beings, to benefit them, to liberate them. So all these Bhangavats, so Buddhas and Arhats, they did this for the benefit of all sentient beings, temporarily benefit for them, and ultimately liberate them. And then to alleviate, I used to say elevate, alleviate their illness, to spare them from famine. And to perfect the aspects of Dhamma directed towards awakening. There are 37 aspects of awakening um, stage. So they, uh, in order to achieve them, and finally, and to realize the unspaceable, perfect, complete enlightenment. So those are the reason why we're taking Sojong vow. Definitely took the Sojong vow, just like we did. Just so I, your name, and from this moment until sunrise tomorrow shall definitely keep the same Sojong vow. So Sojong, as I think I mentioned before, that means so means uh, increase your virtuous actions. Yang means purify negative karma. And then I already talked about uh, the vowels there at the time. And so then the purification of moral discipline, aspiration prayer. And then here's the mantra that we chant, Om Manga, Shila, Sambara, Sambara, Bara, Bara. So the Om is the leading syllable when you recite Om Mantene, no Mantene, no. Om is like a leading syllable for the mantra. Amonga is a part of the name of Chinese. There's uh, another name of Chinese, Amonga. Shila is moral discipline. And Sambara, the first Sambara means gathering or accumulating, and Bara means increase or develop. Maha means great. Uh, Shuddha means pure. Like sometimes we said, Soba, Shuddha, Sawadama, Soba, Shuddha means everything is pure, all the phenomena of Dhamma are pure. Sato means Sattva, Bodhisattva. Pema, Bubukita. Together, Pema means Lotus Bubukita means ornamenting or decorating Bubukita. Bunza means homage. Dara means hold or hold, like holding. Avalokiti is another name of Saminta. Next is Avalokiti. So Samita, I don't see a description here in this mantra, but Avalokiti means always gazing upon the Chinese, Avalokita. In Tibetan Chinese, always gazing upon. Home page Soha, that's the last mantra, conclusion of the mantra. So that is the also part of the mantra explanation, and then I went through those vows on the benefits of vows, and there maybe if I repeat again, I apologize, but there are some benefits, particularly the branch vows that I already mentioned, like we already went through the root vows, the benefit of protecting root vows, but branch vows, like when you abandon the high or precious throne, the resort will have like people respect you, always praise you. And I think I already went through that too, right? Last time. Do you recall? Anybody?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Okay.
It doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, okay.
No,
Is it just
yeah, I
me?
say no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Say no too. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember
Then
that.
if I repeat, then I repeat. I don't
It's
mind to
fine.
I don't
Yeah.
mind to repeat because we always repeating every day, right? Doing same thing every day.
Mhm.
First
Sure.
it, lost patience every
It's
day.
fine.
The repetition. Why can't we repeat this one?
Yeah.
Who are the who are on earth will um, against us? Repeat something good things, right? All right. So then I will be repeating, and let's see.
Thanks.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes like a few times for you to finally, I don't know what it is, like for you to finally be like, oh,
That's so true. That happened. That's so familiar for me. So let's abandoning the first note to kill. The benefit is to have you always have a long life in life after life, and no illness, and you will be radiant or always in abundance of life uh, strength. And then abandoning not to kill, I mean not to steal, and you have abundance of wealth throughout your life, and abandoning um, sex even like one day, and life after lifetime you will be very uh, beautiful, and you always have all the cognitives, physical, like eyes. Sometimes people born and disabled, etc. But you will have all of those, and abandoning um, lies, spiritual lies. In this case, uh, and everyone will respect and listen to us, and they will not deceive us. The result, they will not deceive us. But this is, of course, primarily has to do with spiritual life, but also like little lies, right? Little lies that sometimes we TikTok lies. Small lies, very, very small lies. And then not drinking, you always have a good mindfulness, stability of mindfulness and conscientious or awareness. You will have abundance of knowledge or wisdom in life after life. The next is abandoning high or precious throne, and people will praise us, uh, respect us. And you will have always find uh, excellent beds or thrones, and you will have a lot of good horses or cars, whatever you will ride. And abandoning untiming food, which means only eat afternoon, but the rest of the day you don't eat. abandoning, they use abandoning, but basically keeping those vows, another word, is that the crops in your area will be excellent. You always have food or drinks without effort. And then keeping the vow of abandoning uh, perfume or garland, like decorations, etc. And you always have a good smell in your body. And you will have some excellent, remarks, excellent or like beautiful marks on your body, like that of Buddhas. Kind of similar, like something people like. And then abandoning dancing or singing, and all of your life, you always have like very calm mind. Your mind's very peaceful. And also, through your speech, you will always uh, teach or share Dharma without, the sound of Dharma without, interrupt. So those are the some of the branch, the benefit of branch vows. I think that's it. I think I'm just totally done. I mean, now it's time for you to do practice. I'm not counted in this group.
So when you're practicing it, does
Mhm,
your it let's say if you come up with a bad thought, is that
mhm.
bad by mistake, not on purpose?
It will come up.
Yeah.
It's normal. I mean, like that's why what the recommendation is to do practice at your home. Sometimes like some people prefer to take the vow and then go to work, etc. And so then
Mhm,
you naturally have a lot of distractions. But stay home and
mhm,
you know may have bad thoughts. You sometimes sing, or sometimes you swear. Those things happen. So that's
mhm.
why you are not just only taking the vow, but you can chant those prayers or whatever virtuous
Right.
actions you can perform, because having that vow, and then based on that, if you practice, the merit is multiply, yeah, you know, multiply, multiply.
Multiply.
I want to
Before
add
COVID,
something. Was someone else talking?
no.
No,
Okay.
your majesty, go on.
Hmm. What I've noticed is
Mhm.
when I've done the Sojong Vow Day, I just become more aware of my thoughts. And obviously, there's a lot of negative thoughts. But what's interesting is that when I take the vows in the morning and do the prayers and start my day, I really have to think, okay, I'm only going to eat breakfast, and I'm then going to eat lunch, and I'm not going to eat anything after, and I'm not going to listen to music, and I'm not going to dance. And it's been an interesting journey doing these.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So another word, you always dance. but actually, this happened to me. No, I haven't took Sojung Vow for a long time, and then when I taught this for other groups, like with Chinese and English groups, and so I kind of one day I took Sojung Vow, and there were some mistakes made, something like I think I shared with you, and then next day, this is how powerful the mindfulness is. The next day, like when you wake up, okay, did I take Sojung Vow? Even like during the day, there's constant
Ah,
reminding me. It's just like, oh, should I
Yeah.
touch the food? Do I? That's just so beautiful. It's like any. it's same. It's the same goes with our habitual, negative habitual patterns. Unfortunately, because that's why we're having so much hard time to abandon negative thoughts because we just it's just we just go with the wild, right? So you don't have mindfulness in all these years or eons or like life after lifetime, and then we expect they can conquer it away. That this takes time, no pain, no gain. So yeah, thank you, Daniel, for sharing. And I kind of
Mhm.
visualize that when you don't take vow, you're just dancing everywhere.
Yeah, or or swearing, or eating snacks,
Mhm.
or whatever.
Yeah, I hardly swear, but I swear in a lot nowadays. When especially when
Mhm.
I clean up my boy, and sometimes like the diapers doesn't go well. It's like, and I was like, oh my god, it's like I just cleaning his number two, and then I just say, oh shit, like that. I was like, well, that's what I'm dealing with. Why I have to swear that? And sometimes like, but yeah, definitely. It's all about mind training. That's why it's so powerful and very healing. Actually, one time Rinpoche expressed he's the excellent example of someone is like perfect monk, someone just so pure, and he mentioned occasionally. He doesn't talk about it. It's very joyful to have the vows. So even like one day, if you can keep those vows purely, because you consciously took a vow in front of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and you can see the consequence, and then like you feel very very good, after you've done it. So I think once discipline or vow or mindfulness makes us very pure or very happy, but sometimes we just couldn't do it because of the habitual patterns.
Yeah.
So Lama Karma, would it be a good idea throughout the day, maybe then to say the mantra that you had just said? So maybe to keep us centered, to say that mantra over and over and over, like we would sort of Om Mani Padme Hum, but instead the mantra that you just read.
The one I read is also recommended, but I also would say that sometimes like if the chanting make you distraction, you may not want to chant much.
Okay.
You want to kind of do some meditation, etc. Because sometimes you feel you did something wrong, and then you chant it, then maybe sometimes chanting distracted you or something like that. But
Mm.
There's a few steps of purification, and one is like chanting 35 Buddha prayer with bodhicitta and really confess. That's what's good. And then this mantra or other prayers. And what I'm saying is that if you are not so frustrated, right? Sometimes like you are very frustrated, and when you chant something, then you are not there, but you are chanting, but you are not there. Like you're still mentally frustrated, may not
Mm.
benefit much. So sometimes it says that if you simply when you frustrated or you regret your feelings like overwhelming, and then you tell everything is emptiness, or everything is impermanent.
Mm.
There are four parts like Chuchi Damje. Um, the everything's impermanent. At center, everything's emptiness. Um, there's no self in concrete self, and the liberation path is peaceful. So there we call Chuchi Damje. And sometimes you kind of mentally think about those, brings you a little bit of stability, right, in your mind. Not only just peaceful, but some kind of confidence. Consider has a lot of benefit, also good purification.
Mm. Thank you.
But it's natural, like when I make mistakes, as as usual, and I just naturally recite Om Bhatti Tasmam. I feel good. If you feel good with the chanting, then you must do it, you know. Anything else? Well, actually, I haven't even teach one 1 hour. Looks like we started 9:30, only 10, 17. But I really thank you for your time and availability, and because I feel really good. I feel the one I taught to the bigger group. I also taught the same kind of maybe even more to this group, and so if you could do it, Sojong Vow, that's wonderful. Thank you, Daniel. You sound like doing Sojong Vow every day. Don't lose too much weight.
No, once in a while on a new moon or a full moon.
That's wonderful. That's still really good.
Yeah.
So the eating part of it, it's 1 meal a day, right? In the afternoon?
Yeah, it's afternoon. You eat vegetarian food, and then but you still could drink until you go to bed.
Okay.
But it's a breakfast and a lunch, right?
Oh,
And then
Yeah.
nothing
Oh.
for lunch. Yeah.
oh,
Breakfast.
got it. Okay. No
That's
dinner.
right. Thank you. Yeah, and some people do. No, some people doesn't eat breakfast. I mean, that's even better. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the other part is that I remember on the during Rinpoche, when Rinpoche was present, if there's even you took Sojong Vow, if there's so practice, right? Like Guru Rinpoche feast practice, he said it's okay to eat, a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah, so that's kind of exception, and it says that that's okay. But generally, you don't eat after lunch.
Yeah.
Maybe Lamana, can you explain the higher seat again? Because I think that's always confusing to a lot of people, including me sometimes,
Right.
On a chair, is there a higher seat,
Yeah, I mean, like higher seat is also has to do with the way you sleep, right?
Mhm.
And people consciously, if you used to sleep like a little bed, like higher than this, right? I mean, I'm a very short guy. If higher than that, and then people started to purposely sleep on the ground, like you have the one mat, right?
Mhm.
But Rinpoche never recommended to, when people do practice in Union, you have to sit on chair and practice. He doesn't say, oh no, you can't sit on chair like that.
Mhm.
So I think during the day we may not have to worry about, especially if the sitting place like something like purposely you built something high or something based on the pressures, based on attachment, right?
Mhm.
It also has to do with so much emotion part, and so that's why we have to abandon those, and anything that kind of elevates our mind, distracts our mind, right? So that's what I think we're trying to abandon.
Mhm.
Lama Karma, would it be right to say that, I mean, if you go to work every day and your company has a high chair, it's still okay to sit in because you're not exalting yourself. You're not doing it because you want to be a high, proud person. It's just the normal circumstance you're in.
Right. That's one thing like Mune practice is more serious than Mune practice, Sojong Vow, but Rinpoche does recommend people don't sit on chair. And also the Mune vow, I know the best way again is stay home and not only just taking a vow, but do some practice during the day, right? Because you know, when you go to work, you know, if you have to work whole day, you know, we don't really know how many,
Oh, yeah, I
unfortunately,
see.
how many insects or flies we kill when you drive, you know.
Yep.
Did you say the bed also, when you go to bed at night, you said that that has to be lower?
Yep, absolutely. That
Okay.
actually, I saw my own eyes that, you know, during when Rinpoche was, you know, present, that some people talk about that. He says, well, you can, you know, sleep on the floor, like a little lower. This is, I was just showing, but it doesn't have to be exact, right?
Okay,
It's just something really, really high. And then you shouldn't see, you know, sleep on that. You should sleep on like mat or on floor.
like a sofa. I think my sofa is about that.
Okay.
Yeah, my bed's too high
Mhm.
because I have it's like drawers underneath.
Yeah, all I see is the, you know, behind you is just
Oh.
Mhm.
oh my God, where's Charles? Charles Dow. He was
Charles, where's Charles?
Charles. Where's he was
Where
in
are
grass.
And
Oh,
I'm in the grass.
oh, you are still in the grass hat.
I'm as low as you got. I'm an insect.
you?
Uh-huh.
If you
Just
wear,
don't.
if you
Just
wear,
don't.
yes, please.
I was just gonna say, just don't smoke that grass.
Yeah, you if you
Not-
put
No,
a
no smoking for me.
if you put a
Unfortunately.
rabbit hat, you know, then people might think, cute rabbit. Swap.
A rabbit hat.
Yeah, rabbit hat. Yeah, out of grass.
Oh gosh, I don't know how to take that off. Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah. Where did you find that?
It's in filters. If you go to video, choose video filter. And then they
Where-
have like,
Where's video filter? Where's that?
yeah. So if you go
Go
to
to
video,
preferences on top, maybe.
Huh?
Go on.
are
the-
you on a Mac? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he's.
Look
Lama
Look on
Karma's-
the very top to preferences, and then when you click on preferences, you have
I don't have preferences.
Ah.
on the very top outside the Zoom, like on the top of the computer. When it is, when you go to Zoom, click on Zoom. You see
Okay.
this Zoom.us, and then there's a little menu, and then one of them says preferences.
I don't have that. I have zoom.s and then meeting, view, edit, window, help. I'm the host. I'm the boss here.
But you are
That's why.
inside the Zoom window still. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
You have to go to the desktop outside and look on top. You know where the apple symbol is, the black apple on
Yeah, I see that.
and then next to it what's next to it? Does it say Zoom?
It says system preference.
Oh no, then wait, then you have to go back to Zoom and then look up again. Like
You have
click
to
on
actually
click
click
on the Zoom window
Yeah, I click on Zoom window. Yeah.
and now look on the top again where the black apple is. Can you see Zoom?
Zoom us.
Yeah, and now click on Zoom.us
Okay.
and then there's preferences. The second one down.
I see it.
And
And
then
now
backgrounds and filters.
and then there's video, I think, right? No, background. filter.
Background and filters.
Yeah.
And then there's all kind of stuff like use dual monitors, enter full screen.
Oh, that's.
voice.
I think you went to a different menu. Wait, let me see.
Never mind.
It's there, anyways.
Norbu would like it.
Yeah.
He would love it. I'll email you directions.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Take screenshots.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So I hope, Bruce, you had you were there. Thank you, and I hope you can do some Hundu practice. And I was very happy to see you. And you.
I did have a question I forgot to ask. How do we get the text that you were reading from?
You can get the text from bookstore.
Okay. Namze Bangzo?
Nase Ponzi, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's nice to have text and then also like a, what do you call pecha form? It's kind of traditional, right? Rapping, rather than always chanting from screen because it's better for your eyes also.
Mhm. Okay.
What is the text?
Andro text.
Mundo, yeah, I was
Oh,
going to the
okay.
Mundo.
Okay. Yeah.
Bruce, you are like Naga. You just appeared from the water.
Mhm.
Half of your bodies appeared from the water.
Mhm.
Supposed to be a joke, but I'm a little tired. Maybe I can stop now, right?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you
Time to
talk
go to
too
bed.
much, you talk too much, you always get tired. And that's so Max, can you show the dedication?
Yes. 1 second. Sorry, I have to call.
Let's dedicate the merit of today for the benefit of all sentient beings. And I consider this is a complete teaching of Yine, and so I also rejoice all of your practice Yine, and we're together able to accumulate a lot of merit and practice every day and offer to our Guru, His Holiness, all the Gurus, and this is the highest aspiration for us to practice Dhamma every day. And also we dedicate this for all sentient beings, especially what's going on out there, pandemic, natural disaster, all kind of crazy things happen. So we just sincerely dedicate this for all of them. So namde tanji zebanye tane nipa dana banje jega nanje palo trubaye sebe sole Dova Dova Shu. By this merit may all anti-nominations. May it defeat the enemy wrongdoing from the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. From the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. May I free all beings. May I beings come about Sawa manga lam sere lame je chane kunju getting domin Joe. You understand? Gotta pay manjuni Joe getting domin Joe. This is what Rinpoche always tells to students. May you protected by Tara, may you protected by Guru Manjuni and long life and protector always protected by Guru. Here comes Charles. Please put Rita in prayer. Yes.